Hey, good morning. Glad to be with you on a Tuesday morning. We wanted to continue looking through Ruth. We're going to be in Ruth chapter 3. I'm really just going to cover one verse, and I wanted to look at Ruth chapter 3, verse 1. It says, "Then Naomi, her mother-in-law, said to her, 'My daughter, should I not seek rest for you, that it may be well for you?'" Naomi is wanting for Ruth to rest. She'd lost her husband, and she knows that she's in for a life of work. So now Naomi says, "I want to seek for you rest." And I think truly resting for a lot of us is something that many people struggle with. We're just so busy in general that even on our days off, we are resting or restless. We find ourselves doing what we couldn't do during the week around the house or in the yard, and for some of us, we can't rest mentally. Our brains are constantly going. We lay in bed at night, and our brain is just working and working and working, and we're thinking about this or that. Or some of us are worriers, and we're worrying about our future. We're worrying about our family. We're worrying about COVID. We're worrying how we can pay the next bill. For Ruth, she was looking at a life of labor now that she'd lost her husband. She's going to be the one to glean. She's going to be the one to take care of Naomi. She's going to be the one to cook, to clean, to do everything. And Naomi loved her daughter-in-law, and she desired for Ruth to find rest from this toil, that it would be well with her, that it would go well with her. And we saw in chapter 2 that Ruth had found favor in the eyes of Boaz. And because she had found favor in the eyes of Boaz, Naomi says, now you need to go to him that he might redeem you. So the wheels started turning in her mind. She knew Boaz as a redeemer, and she wanted him to redeem not only her land, but the Ruth with her land, and to take care of Ruth. So as the scene unfolds, Ruth goes to Boaz, and he's actually pretty flattered that she would come to him, that she would seek him as a husband and not the younger men and those that are closer to her age. She actually comes to him, and he tells her, "I'm kind of blown away that you would come to me, but there is one Redeemer, there is a relative that is closer than I am to you. So I'm going to talk to him tomorrow morning and see if he wants to redeem you. And if so, great. If not, I will be your redeemer." And what I love about that is not only do we see this kind of unfolding love story, so we want her to be with Boaz, but we also see that regardless of who redeems Ruth, the Lord has provided a way for her to have rest. He chose his people, and he's going to give them rest. And what we see here in this text is, just as Ruth had no rest apart from a redeemer, neither do we. We have no rest apart from a redeemer. We may seek rest in the things we purchase, like nice homes or comfort food or a comfy bed or a vacation. But what we quickly find out is that all of that only satisfies for a moment. What we actually find out is all of that kind of robs our rest. When on our days off, we end up cleaning our comfy house or making our comfy bed or washing our comfy sheets or whatever. And we don't find rest apart from a redeemer. All of that just satisfies momentarily. It's good stuff, but it's never going to be all that we need. We might even try to find rest in religious activities. We try to read the Bible more. We try to pray more. We try to listen to more sermons. And that's all, again, really good stuff. But all the while, we're trying to find rest. We're trying to grab a hold of this rest. If we would just do more, we will rest better. And we're actually robbing ourselves of rest. Jesus says in Matthew 11:28 through 30, a very familiar passage to all of us, "Come to me, all you who are weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you, learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. You see a rest that's much deeper than physical rest. He says, my yoke is easy and my burden is light. So true rest doesn't come by working harder to earn it or getting enough stuff so that we can rest. If we would just get this, then I can finally rest. If I could just get to this point in my life, then I could finally rest. True rest comes by letting go and trusting that another is in control. That's what the Sabbath rest is about, is letting go. I'm not in control of the world. I can trust that God is in control. I can rest in his work, his completed work. Jesus, he rests very comfortably in a boat in Luke 8:22-25 as a storm is raging because of his trust in the Father. He can let go because he trusts the Father with every moment of his life. And we can rest only when we stop trying to earn that rest, when we stop trying to find it and come to Jesus and say with Ruth, like she says to Boaz in Ruth 3:9, spread your wings over your servant, for you are my Redeemer. If you don't know Jesus this morning, if you don't rest in him, go to Jesus and you will find rest. If you are a Christian this morning, ask yourself, what is robbing me of my rest? What is keeping me from resting? Am I trying to control my current situation? Am I trying to find the answer? What frustration in life do you have? Is it something, your frustration of how life should be going right now? And stop and remember today, Jesus is in complete control. So rest in him. God bless. Have a blessed day.